Well, hello, my beautiful Leo. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your monthly reading for October 2025. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. Now, I will be using Gaia chimes, so please be mindful to turn down your volume if you are someone who is sensitive to sound. Also, if you did not win the competition that has just been drawn, then of course I will be opening up the competition again for one subscriber to win a free personal reading from me. So if you didn't win last time, don't fret, I will be opening it up again there. So listen out for details of how to enter the next competition. It will be contained in the next couple of readings, okay, when I formalize with my guides what they want me to do for the competition. Okay, so let us start your reading and let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Leo, this is your monthly reading for October. Can't believe we're here already, but here we are. It is upon us, and it is one of my favorite times of the year. This is when the veil between worlds becomes the thinnest, and it is here that we honor the ancestors during Samhain, receive important messages, feel their presence cheerleading us from the sidelines, and acknowledge any lessons that arose from challenges during the year. We've officially moved into glorious Libra season, a transformative month where humanity naturally starts to celebrate and seek more light. Illumination, gratitude, and developing intuition, as well as introspection, are heightened themes during this month to reflect on your journey so far, the wins you have accomplished along the way, the difficulties you overcame and turned into purpose, and of course, the abundance that is yet to be harvested. Now, we bond ever closer to nature during this time, and the elements, of course, during October, in order to seek tranquility as we prepare to wind down. Now, this is the month of personal reward, so on many levels, Libra season encourages us to cultivate balance in our lives and offers opportunity for justice and fairness. All that hard work starts to pay off, bigger opportunities are offered, and tangible success is delivered. Now, we deepen relationships during Libra season as well and lean into softness as we seek comfort, togetherness, and nurture our connections towards people, animals, and places that we have an affinity with. Now, you may feel called to refine your personal style. Pay extra attention to the aesthetics of your home, artistically craft something personal for yourself or friends, and even submerge yourself in your favorite music or book, or decorating your living space with art, or simply encouraging your sensual side out to appreciate the beauty that's around you in the present moment. Now, although you're busy, this month, of course, offers you a breath, a stillness within to check in with yourself and reaffirm your path. Neptune's influence might see you want to lose yourself in a world of fantasy, where you cozy up with a movie, attend a fancy dress party as a character you desire to embody, or even plan a great escape vacation. But Libra's steady grounding will offer you a spiritual detox where we mentally declutter, hold ourselves accountable, and if you've been relying on excuses to avoid something or someone, these will definitely fall away. It's time to get real with yourself and face everything head on. This astrological combination is a perfect time to advance in your dreams and goals and make them a reality. It's, a season to seek closure on projects, relationships, or even environments that you've outgrown, to create space for new developments to come, and it reminds us to embrace the moment due to the cyclical nature of all things. Now, the full moon this month, it will actually be pretty special. It's a harvest moon, it's a hunter's moon, and it's a supermoon, all rolled into one. And it occurs in the dynamic sign of Aries. And it's also the first of 3 consecutive supermoons to close out the year. Definitely time to be clear, follow your passions, and make great leaps ahead. Now, those seeking love also find increased opportunity to meet someone new and develop harmonious partnerships with that dreamy energy floating about. And if you're already in a relationship, this month encourages date nights and raw conversations about a shared future. Friendships clear up any misunderstandings and deepen their bond too. But be mindful of the Mercury-Pluto clash on the 13th, when, this may trigger some tensions from things built up over time. And of course, anything from the past, you may have some very important communications there in order to process, heal, and let go. Also, I would say check hard copy mail and email spam folders. I mean, this is a message that's been coming up time and time again, but this sort of clash can influence critical documents or information getting lost, either in the post or being missed or being left unseen. So I would definitely check in if you are waiting on some important news and it hasn't come through yet. Now, on a global scale, and please fast forward this part because I know everybody does not wish to hear this part, but if you do, and stick with me on this, it's time to look to the skies as we have 6 rare active comets. The Swan and the Lemon being the most prominent ones. And of course, we have that mysterious 3-eye Atlas that will reach its closest point to the sun on the 30th of October. Now, comets are harbingers of great change and political upheaval. They disrupt the natural order of cycles. I see, in my visions, a state funeral march honoring someone of national significance. Gold and red shall be their color. We may also see a resignation of someone with influence. They leave under a cloud of speculation, perhaps even a link to a media outlet's demise. And the economy may take another brief tumble. And, that will happen, of course, in the last week of October, but it will climb back to regain any losses. We also have Neptune, often associated with confusion and illusion. It retrogrades back into the sign of Pisces on the 22nd of October until the 10th of December. And this really is a big deal globally. Neptune and Pisces combination is referred to as the era of monumental deception. But when Neptune retrogrades, it exposes this illusion or, these frustrating deceptions. So it is here that we shall see the greatest of reveals, partnered with, of course, Mercury opposing Uranus, which is also sextiling Pluto on the 29th and the 30th of October. There may be some massive shocks in store as well globally as tensions rise with talks regarding combative plans being mobilized. Now that's all my guides gave me on that, so we have to dissect that and really work out what they're trying to say, but I have an inkling. But of course, sometimes my guides, they talk in riddles. So that's what I was given there. Now, this combination, of course, really caught my attention as it can trigger large water-related events, especially from deep surface seismic shifts. Of course, Neptune, Pluto, all about water. Of course, it's hard to predict exact dates, but it's definitely something to keep our eye on. I really hope I'm wrong there, okay, but there is a very delicate time frame, and that's at the end of October into the second week of November. My guides keep pointing to the Cascadia Basin across the Aleutian Plain. This has come up before in other predictions there, towards the Java Trench. Okay, as I mentioned a couple of months ago, the time is nearing, and we may also see a change in categories for weather systems, adding category 6 to the scale to account for the increased weather intensities. I mean, I hope I'm wrong on all of this, but my guides are giving me this, so as I mentioned before, there's so many layers to energy, and of course any changes or endings make space for positive new beginnings. So on a personal level, because of course October, this means for you that something rewarding is yours for the taking, but also that you're offered a chance to invest in something new that will yield abundance as you close out the year. And of course, this is a time to lean in and nurture all you hold dear, close chapters that have run their course, reinvest in yourself, and watch your investments yield the results you've been working hard towards. Embrace unity, share your light, and gravitate towards the light in others. The world definitely needs more light, and we are the spark to raise those vibrations. Now, looking at your energy for the month of October there, my beautiful Leo, you're doing it all. Okay, we've got the World card as your starting card there. So this is all about you having like a bird's eye view of your life. You're looking at everything and how it fits and all the compartments of your life. I mean, the World card indicates you definitely closing out a chapter, but it could be that you're so over September and now you're embracing October there with a little bit more positivity. I mean, integration, you want to get more involved in events, in situations, projects. I feel like you're going to be very busy. This is a very productive card, which means you're focused on your goals. And of course, this could be that you're also seeking clarity. It's really interesting. You've got the World twice in two different decks there. Eight of Pentacles, you're working really hard to make your world work. Okay, so this can be that you are quickening your pace in some way, but actually I feel it's going to be a nice pace for you. Yes, you're going to be busy. Yes, you're staying on top of your goals, and you're going to be so proud of yourself. 8 is the number of the self, so a lot of you may be also reinvesting in yourself with self-care routines, but ultimately I feel a lot of you, it's business as usual. The World energy could also indicate that you're working hard towards completing something in order to take a vacation, or for some of you, because the World is there twice. I mean, you may be very aware of what's going on in the world right now, and you're avoiding clickbait or anything that raises your cortisol or makes you feel anxious there, but you're still aware of what's going on, and you're doing your bit as much as possible. But at the same time, you're aware of these layers and you're focused on your personal development goals in order to raise your personal vibrations there, okay? Now, with the World card showing up twice for you there, for some of you, you're thinking about life abroad. You may be looking at opportunities overseas or looking at different countries that you feel are calling to you right now. There may be changes going on in your part of the world and you're just looking elsewhere to see if you fit somewhere else or if there is somewhere that's calling you. You may be thinking about migrating a business, migrating your life with your family. Some of you are even trying to be a little bit more nomadic. The World card can be that, the world is your home and your playground, and therefore you may be learning new skills in order to, either work on the go for some of you, or, it can be that if you are in a career already, it can be that some of you have to travel for work during this time and you're going overseas and you're just gearing up to that and getting everything in order to be prepared for something. The World card indicates really that there is a completeness about your month ahead, that you're feeling like you've accomplished a lot and you're really proud of yourself. But there is an energy here of trying to make sure that all areas of your life are in harmony, and of course that there is balance, that you're doing a little bit of everything in order to make sure that you feel that there are balanced energies in your life. For example, if you're working really hard on something and that's all you're doing, it can be that you feel a little bit out of balance. In terms of your body, it can be that you're making sure you get all your nutrients, your electrolytes, your minerals, you're making sure that you do it all and make sure that you are fully informed, fully aware of what your body needs, but also encompassing all the things that you need to do, of course, there. I mean, to have the World card twice is really a powerful energy. You're locked onto a goal. You're not going to stop until it's done, okay? But also, I feel with that Hierophant there, this can indicate some of you may feel like you've come as far as you can in some area of your life and you're wanting to move up to the next level. So it could be that you're smashing through a glass ceiling financially, or it could be that if you're learning a language, because the world can indicate that you're maybe learning something for overseas. It could be that, you want to go traveling and just take a vacation somewhere, and you're just picking some choice phrases that you want to learn before you go there. Or some of you, it can be that you're submerging yourself completely in language right now and learning new language there to help you with something overseas. Or perhaps you have overseas clients if you run your own business, or even if you don't, it can be that there is someone from overseas perhaps coming to your workplace or wherever you frequent at this moment in time. And there could be things that are being put in place in order to prepare, shall we say, because the World card, it can be that, you're getting things done in order to prepare for the next stage or the next level. A lot of you on a personal level, you're closing out chapters in order to embrace something new, and you may be learning new skills or reinvesting in self to learn more about yourself. So it can be that, if you've been going through a period of meditating, for example, I only pick uprights in the deck, just so you're aware. And this card is in the resistance position. And that means, there's no time for waiting, as it were. It means that, you're moving ahead, you're taking action on something, and you're going to be super busy, okay? But also, there's new knowledge to be had this month. So some of you could be putting yourself on a course of learning. And it doesn't have to be learning or upskilling. It can be that you're learning more about what you're capable of doing and, proving to yourself that you can do it all. Don't exhaust yourself. Make sure you get good quality rest there. But it can be that if you feel like you've hit a plateau when it comes to your spiritual evolution, or you're questioning your belief systems at this moment in time, or even reaffirming those belief systems, it can be that you're open to learning more, okay? And you may be going to the next level. So if you're meditating, it can be that you reach a newer level of consciousness, a higher level to connect with your higher self. So I just feel like you're moving up a level this month, and there's a lot of energy where majority of you, if you're not traveling or going on a vacation, a lot of you are thinking about booking your next vacation, or, working towards saving for that next break. Something to look forward to is what I'm seeing there, okay? Now, of course, the World card can indicate endings and beginnings. So a lot of you could be looking at service providers, contracts, services that have perhaps run their course, renewals on financial institutions, bank accounts, renewals on credit cards, mortgages, repayment plans, or just, insurance or something that needs to be renewed in your life. I feel a lot of you may actually find a better deal elsewhere is what I'm seeing there. Shop around because there's new knowledge here. With that Four of Wands, you find the right partnership because we have the Two of Cups there and the Four of Wands. This is a perfect merge between whatever it is you're looking for. So if this is something financial, you want to find a better deal. I mean, wow, look at your energy. I've not seen this in a reading for a long time. You've got the Hierophant twice as well at the end of the month there. So this is about believing in yourself. It's about new knowledge, but also it's about structure. Okay, so it can be that a lot of you, not just reaffirming your belief system and what you stand for, but also structure is going to help you reach your goals. Consistency, of course, is the measure of success. You're very gifted, very talented, especially when you get the World card energy and you've got that strength energy there as well. So I feel like you're showing yourself what you're capable of, and I feel like you're pushing through on your visions and you're going to get something done there. Now, some of you may also get advice from a practitioner or someone who's in a position of authority to help you on something. Now, this could be a structure. Okay, it could be a legal structure, generational wealth structure, financially. It could be, you getting some legal advice about acquisitions abroad or migrating your life abroad. For some of you, it could even be that you're getting information on the best vacational destination. So I just see advice here. You're going to get that advice, and it's going to be great advice there as well. Okay. Now, with the Eight of Pentacles, this is the protagonist energy. So 8 is the number of the self. So a lot of you are working on yourself. You're working really hard, okay? This is a card of routine as well. So it can be that you feel like you've been in a cycle of routine. and you want to break free a little bit. So there could be some invitations coming on in here for you, or events that you're going to absolutely love. Events or opportunities to share space with people, have fun, toast, celebrate. You know, when you get a Two of Cups, it doesn't just mean love. Of course, if you have waited for love for a long time, I feel this is a strong month to meet a person where you will have a soul contract with that person, and the marriage card is there. The Hierophant is a marriage bond card, so it can be that you meet a person that is going to align with you. So you're going from being single, then mingling, and then, of course, into a high-level commitment there. Now, of course, this doesn't just have to be marriage. It can be that you see a potential with a person and you see them in your future. So it can be that you meet a person that you consider settling down with. Okay, so I feel finally you meet a person who sees you in all your glory and the feeling is mutual. So there's definitely some sort of opportunity for love there. But in terms of career, for some of you, this could be a deal or a proposal. You know, something being offered to you at this time that perhaps with that Hangman energy and the Four of Wands, there's going to be a little bit of a delay in signing a contract or perhaps starting a position. So if you're looking for a job, an opportunity, I mean, with the World energy, you may have been scoping out further afield, trying to learn new skills and basically do it all. You know, put your resume out there and be seeking for a long time, but you've also been reinvesting in yourself. You've been working hard to get an opportunity. And I feel a lot of you are going to connect to a new role that has strong international links. Okay, so it can be that you're working in a branch that's near you, but this company may have overseas influences or connections there. And actually, at a period where, of course, economically things are a little bit volatile and challenging, there is going to be talk in this new company of expanding. Okay, so it could be that they're opening up in another branch overseas somewhere, and you may actually have a conversation later on in your career with this particular role as to whether you want to, you know, figurehead a branch or something overseas. This is something that's going to come towards you. Now, if you work for a company already, I feel that, of course, you know, there may be some sort of international influence this month where there could be opportunities abroad or something happens connected to your company abroad. So I feel, you know, it's going to be positive, whatever it is, because the Two of Cups is there, which is a partnership. So it could be a merge for some of you, or it could be that with the Four of Wands there, it's celebratory. That means it's something good there. So if you're working for a company, you may hear that they are merging, and this is a really good deal. At first, a lot of people may be a little bit anxious. You know, some of you may be, your contract as it is in its present form may be coming to an end, and you may have to sign a new contract. I see a lot of you with that Hierophant, you may be getting advice on this contract, the legalities, the jargon of it, and I would say don't sign it straight away, because the Hangman is a little bit of a pause there. There may be some new information, or perhaps there's some sort of clause in that contract that you're not happy with. You can negotiate a better deal on that, or say, hey, you know what? I really want to work for the merged company, and I'm really great at what I do, but don't forget the benefits that I have worked hard to accomplish or accumulate over the years. Or if you feel like they're missing something out or you want something added, you know, you have a voice. You can ask. The answer can always be no, and then you make a decision. But if you don't ask, you'll regret it. So I would say here, you know, with that Strength card, you may be asking for something bold and daring, and actually you're going to be given it, okay? Because you're really good at what you do, you're an asset, and you're tenacious. So I would just say, you know, the people in positions of authority, because you have strong authoritative figures here, I feel like they love what you are about. They love your work ethic and they want to elevate you. This is a Leo card, the Strength card. There's wings here. So I feel like you will be elevated in some way above others. Okay. And of course, this reading's not just about career or money. This can be that, you know, you are aligning with some sort of reward later on in the year, or you're working hard towards accomplishing something. But if you're currently out of work, I definitely see you connecting to, you know, an opportunity that you're going to love, and you're going to be celebrated in this role. And for a lot of you, I feel like you're working towards some sort of hierarchical position or new status. I feel there's just this energy for a lot of you. if you are in a career where you're working hard towards getting a promotion, I feel there could be some reshuffle going on in middle management, but also there could be some change in and around titles. Random. It feels for some of you, the talk about money comes later. There's just a reshuffle or a merge or something. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that there because, of course, that's not going to resonate with all of you there. Eight of Pentacles, you're focused on the practical side of life, your financial management, you're refining your goals and the details of those goals. You're working hard. A lot of you could be working hard to save money in order to buy your first home or go into real estate, or maybe a lot of you are taking down debt, because I'm actually being given a strong energy that you are, working towards taking down mortgage repayments or higher purchase repayments, and you're going to really make a dent in those kind of repayments at this time. And I feel like you're learning about money structures, or you may be learning about making your money work for you rather than the other way around. Because I feel there's a partnership here with the money aspect. It's like, yes, money comes in, you'll pay it on bills or whatever it is you need to pay out there. And there may be some sort of structure that you're learning about, maybe generational wealth, or maybe some sort of like acquisitions or compounding of finances, or even leveraging debt as an investment tool in order to grow your wealth and your legacy, as it were. So a lot of you with the Hierophant energy, you're looking at legacy, the things that you pass down to future generations. So I feel like you're working hard to look at things like retirement. So you may be thinking about your 401ks this month and, squirreling away a little bit. Even a little bit is something. So even if you've been worried about your finances, I feel a lot of you, there is this energy of learning something in order to apply it to earn more money. Because Eight of Pentacles indicates you work hard for the money that you have right now, or you have worked hard in the past for what you have right now, but you may be reinvesting in yourself at this time. But it's also this energy of thinking of your financial future and investing in the now, which will pay off in your future. And it's like your future self will thank you for everything that you're doing right now, okay? Even if it is a small step towards something. Now, we do have the Hangman energy. Now, the Hangman is to download new knowledge. It's also an energy of pause. It is a card of surrender to a process. So, of course, if you're looking for love, the Two of Cups can indicate that a lot of you are going to meet a person who, with that Hangman, I feel there is this energy of, because I'm getting two energies here. One is that there's someone already who has a crush on you and they've been holding back. Okay, and this person, if you've got a crush on this person, then of course I feel there is an energy of togetherness at the end of October. Okay, but if you don't have a crush on anyone right now and you're not sure who this could be, I would say that you've waited a long time for a soulmate, and this person is magical. Just like you, they match your vibration, so you raise each other up. Four Wands, this person's going to invite you to a lot of events, okay, and I feel is a lot going on there. Quite quickly, you realize that both of you, it's organically moving towards something really special, okay? So just enjoy the moment. Don't overthink it. I would say just surrender to the process. Now, of course, the Hangman, there is this energy on a lot of you going to an event that perhaps has been rescheduled and now you're going to attend it. You're going to have a great time. But I would also say that a lot of you are working hard towards something, but it's like, don't be tunnel vision, because I do see a lot of fun events or opportunities to, go to events where it brings you joy. I mean, for some of you, you could be invited to like a fancy dress party. I've already mentioned that. Of course, we have Samhain, Halloween, where people tend to dress up. So, I mean, that's a no-brainer for the energy this month. But this could be like an engagement, or it could be a birthday celebration. And I just feel that there's someone you need to meet, or there's some knowledge that comes out of that event. It just feels like a great connection time. Or if you're running your own business, for example, networking events are going to put you in positions to meet people in authoritative positions, as it were. And I just feel like they open doors for you. So even if there's an event that, you're feeling really exhausted, you're very busy, having the world energy, or very goal-oriented, I would say there's an event that you think about not going to. Now, if your intuition is saying don't go, then absolutely listen to your instincts, because you should always do that. There's always a reason for your intuition saying don't do something or avoid something. But if, for example, you're like, oh, you know what, I booked this event ages ago and I'm not sure if I really want to go now. Maybe I should go. I would say, if you're questioning whether you should go, I would say go to it, because I just feel like there's going to be a wonderful connection. This could be a business connection, could be romantic if you're looking for love, but also it could be, some sort of business deal or opportunity, or just a person who perhaps has the knowledge that you've been seeking for some time and puts you in a position to connect with others. Okay, I just feel like there's a lot of invitations coming on in here. And also, if you've been in a relationship for some time, you may have a little bit of a surprise that your partner pops the question. Of course, try to be surprised on that. But we do have this hangman energy, someone who is, waiting. And suddenly it's like there's talk of marriage, or there's talk of the future. And the Two of Cups is in alignment with a soulmate. It's love, it's reciprocity, and it's couple toasting. And that Four of Wands is also the same. Now, if this is not you, this could be a friend, for example, that suddenly you hear and you celebrate that they are getting married, or for some of you, you're actually going to a wedding. And if that is you going to a wedding, I would say, again, there's an important connection there. You're going just to celebrate the moment, of course, but I feel there is a bigger deal for you being at that event, okay? Now, Two of Cups is reciprocity, the give and take. A lot of you are looking at the give and take this month, and you're looking at the effort that you put into things, because, of course, Eight of Pentacles is a huge effort into shaping your life. But also that Two of Cups energy is like you don't want to be doing too much of one thing and not feeling there's no reward, or feeling like you're not getting back there. This could be in, I would say, friendships as well. You may be looking at the give and take in relationships, and there could be someone who's been holding back a little bit. This person will have an honest, open conversation with you. Now, with the Hierophant there, it just feels like you learn why this person has been holding back. I feel like they've been going through a challenging time, and they have sacrificed time in order to focus on their own needs, or they've withdrawn. If there's anyone that you feel has unusually withdrawn from your energy, or, from talking, I would say open up a platform of compassion to this person, because I feel like they're going through something and they're just withdrawing. Okay. And I feel you're the sort of person who understands, you have a lot of empathy, and that Hierophant energy, I feel like you just give them some really great advice, and you give them the shoulder to cry on, or at least the acknowledgement that you're there for them. You feel them, you see them. I feel this is going to really help them in their hour of need, okay? I feel a lot of generosity from you right now, and your heart is so beautiful and so pure, but I feel we're all so busy sometimes we don't notice when people are starting to drift away. But I feel there's a person in particular you notice is withdrawing, and you may be wondering what's going on there. They will open up to you. They're not going to open up to many. I feel, if anyone, it's you that they would open up to because of your loyalty, okay? So that's coming through there very strongly as well. Now also, my beautiful Leo, some of you may be going through a very challenging time. I mean, the World card tells me you're holding it all together. You're doing it all, of course. And the Eight of Pentacles is the self. So this can be that you're invested so deeply that there is the potential to neglect friendships there with that Hangman energy, because you're sacrificing some time in order to focus on your projects. But they're going to miss you, okay? They are going to miss you, and reach out. Connection is so important, okay? So I feel this is something you're reminded of during this moment, this month in particular, because everybody's going to be inviting you to things. I mean, even if you're trying to find your soul tribe right now, and you're doing more creative group activity, or getting involved in the community in some way, or trying to involve yourselves in groups where people have an affinity with you, they want to invite you to places. They want you to come out. They want to get to know you more. So I feel there is this energy of you meeting people who align with you. Now, on a personal level, I feel like you've been working hard towards something, and it just feels like, it's a lot of sacrifice, a lot of hard work, and you may have felt like you've been in the maze of life, or the world world has been turned upside down in some way and you're trying to make sense of it all, find yourself in it, there's some really great news coming on in here for you. I mean, news that you'll toast. Two of Cups is, a celebration. And the Three of Cups is a celebration, but also a relief. So if you have been waiting on news, the news comes on in and it shows that you are strong, you're conquering things, you're accomplishing things. And I feel there is this magic about, I feel there's two pieces of good news this month for you, but one is like magical. It's almost like a miracle, but it's not. Really, it's something that the universe has intended for you because of your generosity of spirit, your good heart, and it's like the karma boomerang coming right back at you there. Two of Cups is, of course, balance. So I feel a lot of you could be removing yourself briefly in order to focus on, your projects, but I feel like you're trying to get it all done so that you can go out there and have fun as well there. Four of Wands is an energy of being very creative, taking pleasure in the present moment, but actually securing a win on something there as well. Now, of course, with the Four of Wands in this position and the World card twice, a lot of you could be moving home or relocating, or this is something that you're working towards, and it can feel like a little bit daunting and a lot of pressure because you're trying to do it all. Run your life the way it normally is run, but at the same time, navigate this change or this relocation. And everything requires structure. That's why you have the Hierophant twice there and the Strength card. You're going to see it through to the end. And once you get there, it's a relief. You're going to settle and you're going to absolutely love the new neighborhood or the new place or wherever it is that you're moving to there. But we've got the inner teacher and the Hierophant. So this can be, that on a personal level, you're focused on what you, your body and your soul, your mind needs. So you're protecting yourself against like stress levels. You're looking at your cortisol levels there as well. And you're trying to foster a little bit more softness and lean into the things that you love a little bit more in order to, have a little more variety in life there. The Hierophant energy is basically an energy of your life philosophy, revelations, learning more about what you're capable of, because I feel like you're going to be super proud of yourself at the end of the month there. But also, something that's coming through here as well, I would say look at anything that you have a contract with or a ongoing service with. For example, because we've got the Eight of Pentacles there, this could be like a direct debit on something you pay per month, or a standing order on something that you pay per month, something that just comes out. There seems to be either a delay in the process there with that Hangman. It's really interesting because I'm getting like a stop-start. So it's almost like the payment gets taken out. Let me just put it like how I'm feeling it, right? My guides are giving me the payment could be taken out earlier than your due date for the direct debit being taken out. But it almost like goes into some sort of like holding period where paying the actual bill is delayed. So it's like a knock-on effect. So there could be a little bit of a glitch on something financial for you this month. Just check that out, okay? I would say a payment may come out earlier, okay, from your bank. And it's almost like, I don't really know how banks work or how payments work, but if there's a process, for example, it can be that they have a process to take the money out. It goes into a holding account, then they move it onto, the actual person that you have the deal with to pay them. It just feels like in the middle process, something gets delayed, even though it gets taken out early for you. So just watch out for that, because there could be the potential of, the money is intended to go to a certain person and they don't get it on time. And it could be that it's not your fault. It's not, anything down to you. It feels like the process has been delayed, and you may need to contest this with either customer services, because this can be you seeking like advice from, customer services or someone in a position of authority in order to have it rectified. You will have it rectified, okay? But you may need to chase that. I hate to give you that message, but that's something that's coming out there. Equally, if you're trying to purchase a home, and I'm not here to make you feel paranoid or make you feel worried or anything like that, it will, go through as planned. You will close out on that deal. You're going to celebrate. A lot of you, if you're moving or purchasing something, you're going to get it. It's going to be amazing. Okay. But there seems to be some sort of delay in the financial process that needs to be questioned and just looked into briefly before it is unblocked, as it were. See it as like a blocked pipe. It's going, but then it just is wedged, and then it needs like one final push. But it could be that it lands on someone's desk, or it's their job to press a button to release it, or whatever it is, and they're either absent or on vacation, or out of the office, and it's just delayed. So that's random, I know, but just watch out for that there. Now, of course, these two cards can indicate that you're learning more about yourself, okay, and basically looking at your body's needs. The Hierophant is an energy of being structured with yourself, but also it is an energy of leaning into community or being involved with your faith, or kind of like being integrated, getting involved. I feel this is a month where, yes, you're busy, you're doing stuff, but you're getting involved. New experiences, new places, or just frequenting places that you love. There seems to be a bit of a familiarity about this month, which is kind of nice, and you're leaning into that comfort. Normally, a lot of the readings and the energy are influencing people out of their comfort zone, but this month feels like you're leaning into your comfort zone a little bit more in order to, see people that you haven't seen for a while, reconnect. There may even be a reunion that is, indicated or referenced, or an invitation sent to you regarding that. And I just feel like there's this familiarity and just kind of leaning into things that you know and you like. Okay. Now, finally, we have that Strength card. It is a major arcana card, and it's connected to Leo. So this indicates that you are stepping into your personal power this month. You're having the courage to follow your dreams and your goals and get everything you need done. So that's very exciting there. And I feel like you're being really practical, very goal oriented, and just making sure that you're moving in the right direction. Also, the Strength card and the Hierophant, it can indicate that you are focusing on who you are, what you stand for, what you believe in at this time. And some of you also, of course, with the World there twice and the Hierophant there twice, these are governing structures. You may be keeping an eye on governing structures and looking at some of the beliefs you had around a certain person. Maybe they're changing at this time, or maybe you're trying to see a different perspective, because the Hangman is to have a different viewpoint. You may be starting to realize certain things. With the Eight of Pentacles, it can be that you are trying to see how you fit into all these structures in the world that are changing and shifting. And I feel like you're learning new policies, new regulations. But the Strength card can indicate you're standing up to something, or you're, calling someone out on something, or you're saying, actually, this is not something I stand for, because, sometimes the Strength card can be to confront something that you're worried about or that you don't believe in, because you have the Hierophant there, which is like your beliefs. What do you believe in? A lot of you could be also, protecting your beliefs, or basically standing up for something that you feel like you need to protect, how you feel about something, for example. And I feel like you're going to find affinity with people who align with, your belief system and things like that. Of course, everyone's got their own opinion on things, and we must honor that as long as we're not hurting anybody. Of course, everyone is individual, and that's actually quite magical that we all have differences of opinions. We have different tastes, different styles, different desires. So there can be a unity in that as well there. Also, is there anything more that I can see there? Yeah, I feel for a lot of you, if you have been having a bit of conflict with a person, I feel like you'll move out of that conflict energy. This person may actually offer you an olive branch, and I feel like you learn the red flags, or you learn from this conflict that it will never be repeated again. It's like you're putting an end to something, okay? You are saying enough is enough, and I feel like you're confronting it or standing up for something that you believe in that argument. So it doesn't have to be in terms of global events. It can be in terms of your personal circumstances there. And I'm being given this one other energy there. Just be a little bit mindful that if you are traveling, A lot of you, because you have the world twice, it can be that you're looking at the expiry dates on things this month, visas, passports, or something that is coming to the end of its like due date. Some of you could have like time sensitive projects that you will accomplish. I want you to be aware of it. You're going to be structured and get on top of that. You're actually going to do a lot of celebrating because the World card is abundance, and the Four of Wands and the Two of Cups is celebration, unity, getting something done, something completed, and aligning with what you desire. I mean, if you run your own company, a lot of you could be expanding on opportunity during this month, or going global on something. Some of you have like a message of unity and truth to share with the world, and it could be that you're having a platform, but of course it is your opinion, and you will become aware that other people don't always share your opinion, but you're going to say what you want to say. And of course you may even, for some of you, learn something from somebody who like has a deep conversation, and you may see the other side of something that you didn't see before, and vice versa. You could actually speak your truth and talk to a person who does not understand from your viewpoint, and then you kind of like win them round, or you illuminate them, enlighten them, because you have that hangman energy. You enlighten them as to what you're going through or what you stand for in something, and there can be a commonality and an understanding in that, because the center of your reading is about fostering understanding. It doesn't have to be with other people either. It can be an understanding within yourself as to what needs to be done, that you're making sure that life is balanced. You're looking at the sum of your life this month to lock onto your goals and make sure that you feel fulfilled in every aspect and eventuality. So your final cards, we have Unicorn. Okay, now of course another winged creature that is taking flight, so I feel a lot of you are elevating, but also leaning into structure, consistency, and familiarity. It says unique perspective. Yes, miracle worker. I did say it's almost like a miracle, but you're doing this. You're working hard to make this happen, whatever it is. We've got money magic, a dream come true, and an odd job. I mean, the Two of Cups there can indicate there's duality in a lot of your lives right now. You may be doing many different things, wearing many hats in your life, okay? And it can be that you're doing second streams of income, or that you're thinking about doing some odd jobs around the home space, completing tasks that you feel have remained incomplete, things that you've been meaning to get round to. A lot of you are going to complete those things during this period. We also have overcome, so you're definitely overcoming a challenge, and you're going to be so proud of yourself there, whatever that challenge is, whether it was a cycle repeat that you found yourself in, breaking through a bad habit or a fear. It can be you're conquering something, and you're going to feel really proud of yourself, and really like you're believing in yourself, and you're going to get this done, whatever it is. It says beat financial struggles. You must change your tack, fight, adapt, and conquer. So a lot of transformation there. If you're worried about finances, a lot of you may actually be getting financial advice on how to structure your finances, or leverage debt, or go through loans through the proper legal requirements in order to make sure that you can manage things more efficiently. But no matter what you're focused on during this month, I feel a lot of you are managing your life with a really positive structure that sees you step into your power and, succeed, but also be embracing two pieces of really great news, okay? Now we have precious gem, and of course gems are formed under pressure. I feel a lot of you have been under pressure, but you're going to see that things are going well. You're turning a corner there. Polish your diamond. Yeah, that's right. You're the diamond. Remember that, my beautiful Leo. Remember that you are a gift, that you are an asset to friendships, to relationships, to working environments. I mean, a lot of you with that world energy, you may be thinking about retiring at this time, not just focusing on your 401ks, but thinking about your life philosophy, how you're going to give back to yourself. If you're retired already, it can be that you're giving back to yourself, learning more about your belief system, who you are, what you stand for, and wanting to expand your knowledge on the world, on cultures, on food, because you have expansion going on in your reading. And it doesn't have to be just if you're retired, it can be that you're just wanting to expand your reach, expand your knowledge, and do more things. But it says here, rough ideas, making the cut, shining on through, and fine jewels. Now, if you're purchasing something that's a little bit sparkly, I feel a lot of you are going to get a really great deal. Don't take the first item that you see, because I feel like you'll see something that's identical and you'll just get a better deal on it if only you just wait a little bit longer. Okay, that's coming through. And we've got protection. Okay, so this did come up in your reading: saving your money, guardianship, investor, broker, insurance, retirement. These are all things that came out in your reading, of course, about your process. I feel a lot of you are just very practical this month, and of course, carving out a little bit more time for fun and integration in the community or into your creative endeavors or your soul tribe. A lot of you have been working really hard, perhaps on so many things, and you haven't seen people for a while. I see with that Four of Wands there, reuniting with your core people, or reuniting and going to places that you used to frequent, because I feel a lot of you, this month is all about familiarity, okay? And leaning into that to remind you of who you are, your personal power, and reignite that spark that's, perhaps laying dormant within you because you've had to be very practical about, your projects and structuring your life and doing all the stuff that we have to do, okay? So I'm just going to go and get a trinket or rune before we close. Okay, so we have, of course, the mirror. Okay, so you're looking at your life and seeing what is reflected back to you at this time, and making some changes that perhaps you feel are long overdue. But also the mirror can indicate that what you put out with that Two of Cups and that Four of Wands will be reflected back to you. I think I mentioned the karma boomerang is coming back to you this month. But also this can be that a lot of you are investing in your body, mind, and soul. You're going to start to see the evidence of all the investment in self, whether it's being more active, whether it's looking at your diet, electrolytes, vitamin deficiencies, or mineral deficiencies. I feel like you're going to look at yourself and really see yourself with new eyes, a new perspective this month, and really just fall in love with you and how you're maturing, and just lean into beauty routines a little bit more and self-care routines there as well. We've got the rose. So this is on so many levels a very rewarding trinket to get there, because this can be that you're romancing your life a little bit more. It's hard to find time for you, but you will find more time for you. But also this can be that you are picked for something. You got a card already here that you're picked for something, whether that's a job opportunity or a deal or a partnership, or you are picked for, a reward or like a competition or something. Also, the rose can be that romance is coming into your life, or something that was really hard won, something that was really challenging to accomplish. Because if you think about the rose, it's got all those thorns there, and suddenly you're rewarded. Suddenly there's a breakthrough. Suddenly, there's blossoming there. This could also be that, you have been going through a tough time, and it has been hard, but you've pushed on through, and now is a time of blossoming, things just getting a little bit easier for you, and things that you've had in development are starting to bring in rewards, okay? So I just feel like there is a flourishing going on here for you, but also a leaning into things that are familiar, structures that and that you feel comfortable and secure in, okay? So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates, my beautiful Leo. Thank you so much, and love and light.